Remember that time you had the feeling something was off and then all hell broke loose? Or the time you had that feeling about somebody that you didn't know, that you felt like was your person, that you knew each other your whole life, but you just met? Or how about that time you're in the midst of creating something, right? Your brain seemed to just turn off while you flowed in connection to your art, to your work. You are intuitive. It is a part of our makeup as humans. Whether you choose to listen to it, have a conversation with it, or trust it is up to you. But how do you do that if you're not trained to, right? The rise of information, siloed information, and judgmental labeling has minimized our ability to trust. Trust each other, to trust ourselves, and to trust our intuition. But in my opinion, is the only way through this rise of technology, through the rise of AI and out of this overly technical life that we're living. But not just blind trust in what you see, hear, read. Trust in your innate connection to each other, to source, to your intuition. Hello, welcome to Intuitive Insights. I am Megan McDonough, artist, intuitive, and your no BS woo-woo coach. This is your space to make intuition practical and playful through insights, inspiring conversations, creative tools. We're going to tap into your superpowers so you can walk through life with clarity, confidence, and hopefully just a little bit of magic. So this week, I want to talk about the power of trust and the rise of AI in our highly technological worlds. So one of the things that made me think about this the other day is that I was reflecting back at like when I was a kid and, before internet, before cell phones and GPS. Oh my God, even for now I'm just thinking about it. And I'm like, we didn't even really get computers until like 6th or 7th grade. And it was like basics, like really, really old school, huge ass computers, But before we had all that, we relied on our trust more. Like if you got lost, right, you had to use your logic, your intuition to find your way home. Use your memory to retrace your steps, recognize landmarks that you passed, or if you were lucky enough to be near a payphone and have a quarter, you could make a call, which was always a gamble because whoever you were calling had to have moved into the modern age with call waiting and also know how to use it. Otherwise, you just risk the line being busy, which could be minutes or hours. I mean, can you imagine? Like, I can't imagine my kids today they have a hard time waiting 2 seconds, let alone having to wait till someone got off the other line with a busy signal. You know what I mean? Which brings me to the other wonderfully silent skill that we subconsciously learned or were indoctrinated with: patience. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard to imagine today how to get hold of someone. We can't get hold of somebody right away. It's like we freak out, right? We have so many different ways to get a hold of somebody immediately, so many different mediums to do it with. I mean, before, if you invited somebody to a party, right, if they said they were coming, you just trusted that they were coming at the time and place you told them. Or you wrote it down, or you copied a flyer, right? You made flyers or you wrote it down on paper, but you trusted that they'd show up. And then you waited and had patience that they did. And you had faith in them that they would, I mean, this is back in the 80s, right? This is back in, the other thing I was reflecting on was, man, is this what my parents felt? When we were growing up and I'd look back at the 50s or the 60s and think like, man, those are ancient times. I just started watching Stranger Things again with my kids, which I was leery about because it can be a little scary. But man, it's just like, watching them go through everything and the things they were saying and doing and the bikes that they rode and, everything, but besides, I mean, I didn't play Dungeons and Dragons, nor did I know what it was, but, um, everything that they were talking about and doing, I just was like, "This was it. This was what I did. This is what I had. This is," So in a way, that was kind of fun. But the landline, I remember seeing the landline in one of the episodes of being like, "This is the phone that we had. This is the kind of phone that we had." The long cord, you know? I mean, I can't remember much anymore, but I'll tell you what I do remember, my landline number. Anybody else? I mean, it's, uh it's a miracle I still I have it in my memory bank, but I do. Anyway, so you didn't get to watch every show you wanted when you wanted, or have like a million choices or outlets in which to choose to watch it from. You had to wait till Saturday morning for the pre-scheduled cartoons to come out, or you'd have like an hour after school if you wanted to, and if you wanted to see your favorite episode, you had to wait till the next week to see the show come out, right? And then also there was like the TV guide that would tell you when the episodes were coming, but like only grandmas had that. And they would schedule, they would like skip things. So like if it was a holiday or if there was like, I don't know, some big event, they would boot the program. Remember that? Anyway, point is, you had to have faith. You had to have trust. You had to use your brain, your memory, your logic, your intuition. Our parents trusted us more, or as my generation has interpreted it, through the massive amounts of information and psychological um, information, right? That's become available to us all in modern times. Our parents just didn't care about us, right? Or they were careless, or I mean, I don't know. They just weren't thinking, right? So they would like demand. I remember my mom saying to me to get outside and not come home till dark, right? And then we believed, she believed we would, and we did. And we came home before dark because we know we'd get in trouble, because gentle parenting hadn't been, existed as a concept, as a practice, or as a predisposition for judgment in society. So we all trusted each other. And for that, I feel like, one, it made more resilient kids, and it helped us use our trust more. There was one trip that my sister and I took over a summer in my college. I think she was getting ready to go into college. But we had like a day off. We were taking like a summer school program, and we had a day off, and we were just going to roam around, right? Um, we didn't have much to do, so we just kind of got on the tube and we just chose a street to stop at because we liked the sound of it and we felt the energy was great. And then we'd walk down a street, and if I saw, people one way and people the other way, and one way had a better energy, we'd go that way. And that is my favorite way to travel, just going on intuition. And we met so many cool people and went to so many cool places and had so many amazing conversations. And I would say, yes, it was safer, but it's like, was it safer or were we just less informed? I mean, it's a toss up, right? How do you really know that? So today, even though I love to travel like that, it's really hard with all of our technology, GPS, and the convenience to just not rely on technology instead of intuition. So with the rise of technology, there have been some amazing things, right? Um, we're connected all over the world through the web. We can see things that we probably would have never been able to see directly and indirectly through the web, through our different devices. We can connect with someone right away, right? By various different means of communication. We're more informed, which, and I very much thoroughly appreciate gentle parenting. Right? Here's the question I have. As informed as we may be, do you feel more connected to one another because of it? Or do you fear more? Do you know which information to trust? How to trust it? Are you always able to distinguish AI and what's not AI? I mean, honestly, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, personally. And do you trust the people who are programming AI? which is maybe more important question. So what is your relationship to trust now? What is your relationship to faith, to memory, to patience, to connection to others? How do you know what to follow, what to trust? So I have this question that I ask before I teach meditation or intuition. And the question is, if you walked into a room and you opened the door and all there was light, it was just filled with light, just all light, what would you see? What would you see? You'd see light, just light. You wouldn't be able to discern light from dark. But we can, people do. So how is that? So my explanation is we are all gifted this beautiful karmic lesson-filled skin suit. And the skin suit comes and it just encapsulates, it scoops up a piece of that light that the room fills, or fills the room. And so now that piece of light is separated from the rest of the light through this karmic skin suit. And the illusion of life, which is also called Maya in yoga, other things and other culture, is that we are the separation. That what makes us us is this karmic skin suit. But the karmic skin suit is transient. What we are is the eternal light from that room. One source of light, broken up into little karmic skin suits. So this explanation has come from my own experience. That's where it came from. And I always find it, I mean, it's what I found when I've done readings and I intuitively read people in situations. Because to me, and I've said before, light is what we all are. Obviously, I just said that. But also, intuition is the voice of the soul. And the leader, the generator, the main source of operation of the soul is the heart. The body's main soul of operation is the brain, but we work with both. We need both. We need to unite both because we are both. So when I do a reading, what I see is your light or light and how and where it's covered up. What karmic lessons have not been released yet? Which ones are still begging to be explored? And where the most potential for your energy is, where your heart wants to go. Because the heart and the intuition are the GPS of the soul. So when people get scared about doing a reading, I think, like, what is there to be scared about? It's just light. You're magical. You're amazing. You're beautiful. We're all the same gorgeous light. It's really beautiful. And when I discovered this and I was able to start communicating with others in this way, there is such beauty in this way of communication. It's just so much connection. No bullshit. You know, we're meant to learn in this life. We're meant to bruise our knees. We're meant to fall. We're meant to fail. Because that's how we learn. We're also meant to, in my opinion, learn how to integrate our energetic and physical selves. The light from the room downloads all that information from the skin suit, right? And brings it back to the light when the skin suit is done. The skin suit is like an avatar for the light. And the light is the soul's GPS. The soul's voice, intuition, is led by the heart. The skin suit is led by the brain. The more cerebral we get, the further we get from our soul's voice, from our GPS, from union. Intuition has the truth. It operates out of love, connection, and energy. The physical body, operated by the brain, operates from fear. Primarily the fear of death, because the mind and the body both know enough to know that the body is transient. Well, and the soul is eternal. If something is eternal, there's no fear of death to be had because there is no death. It's eternal. So therefore, there is no fear connected to the light. When I look at something intuitively, it's not always what I think the answer is going to be. Even what I feel the answer might be. Intuitively, when I look at something, it shows me where the compassion is, where the connection is, where the mercy is. It shows where my energy is more valued and has more potential, where your energy is more valued and has more potential. The rest of the game of life is to move through, to fail, to learn, to thrive, to hurt, to love, to celebrate, to mourn, right? This energetic universal connection is a conversation between the eternal, all-knowing you and the transient physical you. When you learn to listen to it, work with it, and communicate with it, the density of the physical world dissipates and your path clarifies. You begin to trust more, have more possibilities. You have more proof of trusting yourself. And that vibration ripples out to all that you do, opening up possibilities, connection, creativity. You are intuitive. Do you trust it? Okay, that's it for this week. But before we wrap, I have a quick invitation for you. My Magnetize Your Light, my company Magnetize Your Light, that this podcast is a part of, is hosting its final workshop for this year, for 2025, which is the Siren Call of Neptune. It's happening Tuesday, December 16th. It's an immersive exploration into your natal Neptune with a special guest astrologer, Hellenistic astrologer, Emily Tadimer. Neptune is connected to the intuition part of your chart. It's your intuition anchor. So where it is in your chart and how to work with it is a great way to dip your toe into this magical world of intuition. Tickets are up on my website, and you don't want to miss it. So catch those tickets ASAP. And also, if your intuition has been whispering or yelling or tapping on your shoulder like real hard for more, even if you are intuitive, but you just want some more structure on how to have a conversation with it, trust you are a spiritual badass. Intuitive Mastery for Creative Empaths starts January 20th. So if you're feeling stuck, sensitive, creatively clogged, or unsure how to discern your energy from everyone else's, this is your space. I only have 10 spots. I have clarity consults open now. The link will be in the show notes. I hope you can make it. Big buckets of love. Make some magic today. Talk to you soon.